Hi Sanket.
Hi.
Good evening.
Good evening.
So it is such a pleasure to meet you in your new office. I had heard about it, but this is the first time that I am actually sitting with you. We keep meeting at various forums, but it is really pleasure to meet you at your head office. And what I see is your company Greenlab
Right.
is really green in many ways. There is so much of greenery around. You believe in sustainability. So all that the public knows. But very few people and our spectators,
Right.
our audience members know that you are also very actively involved in the domestic market.
Right.
So I would like to ask you, just to begin our conversation, you have been doing a lot of initiatives. Tell me about Indian consumers' perception about lab-grown diamonds.
Okay. The Indian perception, right? The consumer perception for lab-grown diamonds. So eventually, in 2014, 2015, this was like an untouchable stone. Like, oh my God, lab-grown diamond, run away. But when we see the trend changing, when we see the young generation coming in, when we see our generation entering this segment, getting something beautiful there for their loved ones. So now I think the world is moving forward, the world is changing. People are changing their mindset towards investments. So like how earlier we used to buy gold, and today as well people do buy gold. But gold is 100% investment perspective. With diamond, it's not a product that's going to hold its value for a long time. It may be mine diamond or may it be lab diamond. So eventually people have understood this. They're treating it as a luxury product. People are wanting to flaunt, and that's how they are, I think, now digesting the fact that okay, lab grown diamond is a diamond. There is no specific difference between each of them. So now they are eventually buying prettier sets rather than buying lower color. They're buying a better piece. And in the end, when you're buying a lab grown diamond and wearing a lab grown diamond, there is nobody on planet Earth who can look at the stone and say that, oh, that is a lab grown diamond, because there is no justification anyone can do. Unless and until now people start making rules of wearing certifications on their neck and walking around, whether it's a mine diamond or a lab diamond, that's the only way you can judge the stone. So people are changing, and that's how they're moving forward.
Fair point. What I have observed after meeting a lot of people and visiting retail stores, even talking to consumers, there are two distinct segments of consumers who are buying or who want to buy a lab-grown.
Right.
At the topmost level, there are people who want diamonds. They know what a diamond is. They have been buying natural diamonds. They are also buying lab-grown diamonds for the simple reason that they are spending less but getting a bigger size.
Definitely.
That is definitely a given. It is happening, not just in the US but in India also it is happening.
Definitely.
But the flip side of the coin is, let's say I am a multi-millionaire.
Right.
Okay, I am wearing a 5-carat stone.
Right.
But I will not tell others that it is a lab-grown diamond.
Right.
I would leave it to their imagination.
Right.
So considering my lifestyle, people will say that this is a real diamond.
Right.
So that is a limitation, because what happens, word of mouth is very important. When a person buys, let's say a real diamond, a natural diamond, he will say, joyu, 1 crore no che boss. But nobody is going to flaunt a lab grown saying, "Are to 20 lakh ma lidu." Nobody is going to say that. So that is a limitation, number one. The second segment are people who have never bought a diamond in their life.
Right.
They have been afraid of buying a diamond, simple reason, because diamond is not a simple category, it's a very complicated category. And we in the diamond industry have made it very complicated.
Right.
4 C's and this and
Right.
that and resale value, blah, blah, blah. So to my mind, this is an excellent opportunity for everybody in the industry to tap the first time buyer.
Right.
And for that to happen, you need distribution, visibility and marketing.
Right.
What is your opinion?
You're 100% right when you said the point that no one is going to, flaunt this stone. For example, similar thing happens with me now. Unfortunately, my wife, when we got engaged, had to give me a mine diamond, which I'm wearing on my finger, for example, right? But by her consent, because obviously, you know, that's something that you get on your engagement or something, and then you don't want to change it. Nobody wants to, you know, change the ring, or, you know, once you wear it on your finger. She forced me to buy a lap diamond. She's like, what's the point? Because eventually I was not in the industry, we didn't know much about it. Now that we know about it, now that the people understand, and I know people who are multi-millionaires. And they are very proud to wear a lap diamond, and they flaunt their lap diamond. Because look, when you have nothing to lose, that's when you have no fear, right? When you have all the money in the world that you can afford anything possible, and if you still wear a lab grown diamond, your stocks are not going to fall because of that. Nor you're going to, you know, be out of the social group which you are in because if you are wearing a lab grown diamond. Because you as a personality speak for yourself. You don't need some product to prove what you are. That's what I think. So wearing a lab diamond is a personal choice. Wearing a mine diamond is a personal choice. But when you said that yes, there are some people who are buying these goods and, you know, happily wearing it also.
But not disclosing.
And they're not disclosing it, right? So what we think is that will change. That will change when the younger generation starts their purchase. Obviously, with the old mentality, it happens a little time. It will take some time, but there are people who are saying it. There are people who are not saying it. Like, because there is no difference, right? So that's how we know that there is no difference. So it doesn't matter until you say it or you don't say it. What you know is the truth. So what happens also is like when we're talking about the what were you saying, the new buyers, the first time buyers. So right now even the industry was like, oh, there will be two different segments. There'll be one group which only buys mine diamond, there'll be one group. So right now, boss, what we know is none of the newcomers have yet entered this market. Whoever's purchasing from us are people who are affording and, you know, already purchasing diamond. There are no so-called newcomers. So the market is diverting, the market is going out of hand in a certain way, and yes, now that the price have gone down, the newcomers are entering the market. But till now, the people who were purchasing lab diamond are the people who were already purchasing diamond. There were no new segment of people who have come in and buying these stones. So we have to get that thing clear. You know, it's like it's like talking about that elephant in the room. Now let's get over that point where we say, oh, there'll be two different segments. There is nothing like that. There is one diamond, which is a diamond, whether it's a mine diamond, whether it's a lab diamond. There is humankind, and that will personally, whoever wants to wear what, they will decide and they're going to buy. So there is no two different segments. So this guy is from this standard, so he's going to buy lab, or this guy is from this standard, he's going to buy mine diamond. There is not that classification. Right now, you are sitting in the hub of the diamond district in Surat, at least. Like right now, you know, this is developing, this area is growing up very fast. Most of the people here, no names taken, but are purchasing lab diamonds for their personal use for their house. So when you are in the mine diamond industry and if you have to buy the lab diamond, so that means eventually you also have understood that you have lost the control of your product. You have lost the value of your product. So yeah, truth to be said, people are changing, people will wear lab diamonds.
See, both of us are saying the same thing.
I know.
And to my mind, there are no brands in this segment so far. So don't you think, I think branding is the way forward, and what are your plans? You have done an excellent job from growing, cutting, polishing, jewelry manufacturing, but the last mile, which is retail.
Yeah.
So what are your plans?
So the last mile for us is not that far. We are sitting on a plan which we will come up in a few months. Nothing to be disclosed as of now, obviously. But yes, there is a lot of potential of this product, a lot of belief behind it, and definitely there will be something within a few months that will be in for the consumers to look at.
So Fair point. I think you are on the right track, because then what will happen from seed to finger? That is what we have been discussing. So you have covered 75% of the journey. You already said that you are working on the plan of reaching the consumers directly. So whether you want to go alone or you are looking at collaborations, because retail is a different ball game altogether.
Right. So ideas are welcome, right? There is no such plan as going alone or going, holding someone's hand and walking. So we believe more the merrier, and obviously, like, if there is potential in some group that we think is a good choice for us, we are always welcome to join hands and grow together.
Great. So you have an open mind. I think once you have an open mind, there are a lot of
more opportunities opening up for you.
And last point which we would like to discuss is, there are 2 points actually, both are interrelated. You are visiting major countries in the world. You are also participating in a lot of trade shows. So which are the countries, apart from these 4 or 5 countries that we have discussed, Australia, UK, US, Hong Kong. Besides this, which are the countries which have hold potential, number one? And secondly, what is your opinion about the falling prices? So these are interrelated questions. I think the answers should also be related somewhere.
Yeah. So the potential, what we see is, like we spoke, the big giant like America is hands down everyone will want to sell in America, because it's one of the biggest market for lab-grown diamond as of now. Europe's opening up, Australia is there. We're seeing great potential with Japan. We're seeing great potential with China, obviously. Saudi, UAE, like, they are slowly opening their hands towards this product. Obviously, seeing at a lot of touristy areas, like for example Dubai, UAE right now. So they have so many tourists coming in. There's a lot of jewelry that is being traded there. Definitely with the lab, availability, people will look at it. Just creating more awareness is the key right now. So people understand what the product is, and then eventually they will push this forward.
Great.
And with the prices, you said the prices have stabilized now, and there is not much of a room that is available
to fall further.
To fall further, because for example, the prices from 1 carat, 2 carat, 3 carat, up to 5 carat have what we believe is stabilized, because we are growers. We know what goes behind the whole process. We know exactly where we are standing right now, and there's not much room that is remaining. And I think this will also build more confidence towards the retailers who are little hesitated because the prices are falling really rapidly. But now I think it's going to gain more confidence, and I think the journey is going to take up again.
I want to ask you one question, and I'm slightly critical of the industry for the very fact that the prices of lab-grown diamonds, there is no relation to natural diamonds, right? Yet the industry has been so lazy that they are using Martin Rappaport's pricing benchmark. That is number one. So that is actually, I feel that it is sheer laziness, and you are doing the same thing which the natural diamond industry used to do. And the another reason is Martin Rappaport has come down heavily on the lab-grown diamond industry, and he has used very uncharitable words which I don't want to repeat here. So you being in the industry and very serious player at that, so what are your views?
So what we think is, look, his comments are totally biased. Whatever he's saying, I think we don't take him seriously anyway. And what we have to understand by his talks is, when he calls lab diamond is not a diamond, it makes him sound like a fool. Because you can't change the fact that a gemologist, that an institute, that everybody has rectified this as a diamond, and you can't change the fact that it's not a diamond. Whether it's a mine diamond, it's different. Whether it's a lab diamond, it's different. Let's say that. But you can't say it's not a real diamond. It makes you sound not good. Also, the second thing that he said about the lab industry, the prices have fallen down, it's changing and all the nonsense that he's used. Now, I would like to ask him that last year till today, right, for mine diamond, 40% of the price have fallen down in mine diamond. If he is controlling the prices really well, why is it taking such a drastic fall? And 40%, if you call a diamond an investment, any investment 40% minusing in any department is not a good investment. That's what we think. And diamond was never investment and it never will be investment. So it's just a myth that people have thought, oh, I'll buy a diamond, it's an investment. No. Diamond is not an investment, it will never be an investment. And he has to get this point very clear. And this makes it very clear to say that, it's like when your house is on fire, you would scream too. So it's that kind of situation going on right now. But yeah, anyways, as I said, nothing to be really, it's just hear it from another ear and get it out from another ear. So there's nothing to be taken serious about making a fool out of yourself, screaming about lab grown diamond that is not a diamond, and being such a senior in this field and using such words. I don't think they suit him as well. I think he'll get back home and think about what he said. But coming back to what you said, I think given you a very good brief about his comment and the prices which have fallen down, which I already spoke about. So it doesn't make sense to us. Nobody can stop an idea whose time has come, and this is the time for the lab grown diamond industry, and the time has come.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.